نعم لفظة السلفي تفرق بين الناس، بين السلفيين والمبتدعة وأهل الضلال. الحمد لله، هذه ميزة أن الإنسان يكون على مذهب السلف.
Or that they say about Uthman, that he embezzled funds from the Baytul Mal. He embezzled funds from the Baytul Mal. And Uthman was a pathetic, old, senile individual who received the Khilafah too late in his life. Who makes these comments? SAYYID QUTB, who is a leader of, one of the biggest leaders of Ikhwan al-Muslimin, this innovator, Mubtadi'.
And one of the people who got oppressed in it, al-Allama, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He gather him with the shuhada, SAYYID QUTB. Al-Allama, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He gather him with the shuhada, SAYYID QUTB. And many other ulama, but this is the one we know. There's many we do not know their names, may Allah bless them all.
Okay, so now that we've clarified that this is the distinction that the Salaf make, and there are literally hundreds of quotations, we'll now look at some of the statements of some of the people of this century. As I said before, that every innovation will always have its supporters, and its aiders, and its revivers. Even though we might not necessarily label these individuals as innovators, because it's not for us to do that, it's for the ulama to do that, this still doesn't mean that they are not the supporters of innovation, and they are not the revivers of the bid'ah, and they are not the ones who promote their thought and methodology. So the first thing that we'll quote is from SAYYID QUTB, from his Dhilal al-Quran, and we'll see how he's been one of the heads of the revival of this bid'ah, of the Khawarij. So he says, for example, in volume 2, volume 2 of Dhilal, page 1058. So he says that mankind this day has apostatized and has fallen into the worship of the servants, and has gone to or has adopted the oppression of the various religions, and they have left this La ilaha illallah. They have abandoned this La ilaha illallah. Even if a small group from them declare it in the the minaret when they say Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Even if a small group of them still do this, without even knowing its meaning, or understanding its meaning, and even if they repeat this phrase without rejecting that this hakimiyya or this hakimiyya should only be for Allah alone, and without rejecting the fact that this hakimiyya has been given to the servants themselves. So see here how in one sweeping statement, without any tafsil or distinction, the whole of mankind has become a kafir, even though they say La ilaha illallah within the minarets and so on and so forth. And the fact that they repeat this phrase La ilaha illallah without even understanding what it means. And the meaning with SAYYID QUTB of La ilaha illallah is La hakima illallah. It's not the understanding of the Salaf, meaning La ma'bud. There is no one who has a right to be worshipped besides Allah in all its various forms, mahabba, khawf, raja, from the internal actions, from the statements of the tongue and the actions of the limbs. Not this comprehensive definition of the Salaf, but rather his own narrow-minded, restricted meaning, which is there is no judge or ruler except Allah. So this is what it means, that the mankind in general have apostatized because they don't understand and push this meaning. The second statement, again, same quote. He says, and in the Arabic it's very clear, فَقَدْ ارْتَدَّتْ الْبَشَرِيَّةِ إِلَى عِبَادَةِ الْعِبَادِ وَإِلَى جَوْرِ الْأَدْيَانِ وَنَقَصَتْ عَنْ لَا إِلَهِ إِلَّا اللَّهِ وَإِنْ ظَلَّ فَرِيقٌ مِّنْهَا يُرَدِّدُ عَلَى الْمَآذِنِ لَا إِلَهِ إِلَّا اللَّهِ دون أن يدرك مدلولها ودون أن يعني هذا المدلول وهو يرددها ودون أن يرفض شرعية الحاكمية التي يدعيها العباد لأنفسهم. And then he continues, he says, again same thing, except that mankind this day, on this day, have returned to the Jahiliyyah and have apostatized from La ilaha illallah. So they have given those servants the specific and unique characteristics of uluhiyyah. And uluhiyyah to him, as we know, is hakimiyyah, nothing else. And they have not acted upon the tawheed of Allah as He sees it, and neither have they purified their allegiance and their loyalty to Allah alone. So what he's trying to say is that in his view, because of this rule, and this the right to rule, has been taken away from Allah and given to mankind. So the Khawarij of the old, who said to Ali, that you've taken the rule away from Allah and you've given it to men, then you've disbelieved on account of that. And SAYYID QUTB, that they have apostatized from La ilaha illallah, because they have given this characteristic of uluhiyyah, which is al-hakimiyyah to him, and they have given it to the servants themselves. And then he continues and he says that mankind in its entirety, the whole of them, despite the fact that there are some amongst them who repeat in the minarets, both in the east and in the west, the words La ilaha illallah, without any meaning or without any reality to it, then they are the most severe in sin, and the most severe in being punished on the Day of Judgment, because they have apostatized and went to the ibadah of the servants themselves. So you see these words, reflect on them carefully. That those who say this La ilaha illallah in the minarets of the East and the West, without understanding its madlul, its meaning, or its reality, then they are the most sinful and the most severely punished on the Day of Judgment. So this is takfir, without any distinction, not just for specific people, but the ummah as a whole. And there are many other events, but we won't prolong the issue there. So that's SAYYID QUTB.